The most famous of the hard enduro races, the Red Bull Hare Scramble, is not for the faint-hearted. But no one could have guessed what the Iron Giant was going to throw at the riders this time around. The recent history of the Erzberg is painful reading for Graham Jarvis. Hard Enduro's top rider has been disqualified from the last 3 races. Now it's the only race he's yet to win in his impressive career.
Unbelievable. Unbelievable.
But he's not the only one desperate for an Erzberg crown. The first event was the Kirker Rocket Ride, a side event with 3 climbs to be completed as fast as possible. In the end, it was Austria's Michael Stafer who took the win in the final. But the start of the competition for the top riders was the Generali Iron Road Prologue on day 2, where the qualification for the Hare Scramble would be decided. Only 500 places available, more than 1,500 riders aiming to get on the grid. For the top riders, their aim was the top 50, the front row of the grid and the best chance of a win. But with heavy snow, it would be more difficult than usual. As the results come back, there's a big shock. Favourite Graham Jarvis hasn't made the front row.
Yeah, it's a bit of a disaster, really. That run up in the snow really wasn't good for me. I suppose I was backing off. I knew it was a bad run.
The fastest rider of the day was Lars Ennekel, raising hopes of a home winner.
Großartig, also war ein großer Traum von mir, irgendwann einmal einen Einsatz vom Erzberg mitnehmen, jetzt Tore ähnlich, also bin ich richtig happy.
The Red Bull Hare Scramble is here, but the heavy rain has made the start into a small lake.
Yeah, Graham's on second row, but he's still going to be strong, you know, he's determined, so I'm just going to have to go as fast as I can.
Hardest race I've ever seen, I think. Bit hearts I've seen, and the weather's going to make it more difficult, so that's a positive thing for me.
As the race starts, it's total chaos. Several top riders have big problems. Johnny Walker, Doogie Lampkin, Lars Ennekel and Paul Bolton have all flooded their engines. But on the second row, Jarvis gets away safely. He's now on the tail of early leader Andreas Lettenbichler. The gap between the 2 riders is closing. Behind them, Walker is out the pit and chasing hard. But he'll have to fight hard for a podium spot after his disastrous start. Alfredo Gomez is running 4th. As the leaders get towards the toughest section of the course, Karlsdinner, Jarvis makes his move. He starts to pull away from Letty. Will this be the victory he's waited so long for? Behind them, Walker and Gomez are seconds apart in the fight for 3rd. Ahead, Jarvis has victory in sight. Can he hold on? Jarvis crosses the line and finally, after 3 successive disqualifications, he is crowned king of the Iron Giant.
I'd rather been on the front row, but as it turns out, it worked out perfectly. And for once, I've had a bit of luck on my side. To get a good start, the first row had problems, a few crashes, and then I absolutely couldn't see where I was going. I just praying to God that I'd get up the hill, and then it was just a case of just picking them off one by one.
Letty comes in second, a 5th Erzberg podium for the German.
Ja, ich bin überglücklich natürlich hier im Ziel zu sein. Als allererstes einmal 2. Platz ist für mich mega, es ist für mich wie ein Sieg und ja, ich hab's geschafft.
But behind, Walker and Gomez are still fighting. It's Gomez who comes in 3rd.
Yeah, maybe the start, I put the bike inside the water and then turned down and up the hill again. But then I pushed really hard, overtake many riders. And then when I arrived to Dynamite without clouds, up the hill is amazing for me without clouds.
Less than a minute later, Walker arrives. Last year's winner is bitterly disappointed not to be on the podium. In the end of the 500 riders that started, only 14 made it to the finish in the 4-hour time limit. But finally, the title he wanted above all others belongs to Graham Jarvis.